All right, welcome Joey's chat. Welcome to University of St. Thomas versus NYU Violet. First map is Busan. We've, which is funny because I feel like this is the only map I've ever seen them play. Hopefully this is a good game. Commentated by myself today, unless Owen decides to join in, but that's completely up to him. Let me test real quick.
Ready for battle.
Let me test real quick. Okay, yep, you guys can hear me. Perfect. Alright. So, actually the Busan Warriors. We'll see how this goes. I'm interested to see what NYU rolls out on. St. Thomas, we've kind of seen a lot of their similar comps. They like to opt for the monkey, or the dive, or Matra if they can as well. We're going out on the ball. I want to have a little bit of this. Ball not necessarily in its best state right now, but can definitely make some things happen. Immediately getting the jump on the Widow. Getting really good care, and meanwhile, the Widow is just completely ignoring and frying the other team. So 2 people die early, the ball kind of not really doing much, and just a really good early start for St. Thomas. I do worry a little bit about NYU's comp. I think it is a little awkward because it doesn't super synergize with each other very well, but maybe I can be mistaken. Really good shot from Puppy. Getting pressure by the ball, but really good care again. Meanwhile, Hideo and Joey destroying the back line. And another pretty decisive fight win. Ball still managing to live, but he's just existing behind, so that's not too much of an issue. And yeah, so this is a really good start. Not too many ults built up from St. Thomas, just due to the kind of lack of anything. That being said, the supports for NYU have nothing going for them right now. Good early dive. Joey and Hideo yet again just absolutely isolating this back line. And we have a pause. There is a connection issue with one of the players on NYU. So that's unfortunate. So anyway, as I was saying, we can take a little moment here to analyze. The problem is, I think, with a lot of what NYU is doing is they have 2 characters that can go in really fast and dive and don't really need too much support or care. They can kind of self-sustain. And then but then you also have like a weird backline, and then you have a cast as well, and it just doesn't synergize super well. And so what we're noticing is a lot of these times we're just watching the Genji and the Winston just jump on the backline, and there's absolutely nothing they can do because the ball and Tracer are completely out on their own. So, and then also because Heffy is just playing with the backline of UST, it's allowing them to just kind of not also have to worry about the Tracer and ball. So they're putting pressure but not doing too much, and meanwhile the Genji and Winston are just absolutely rinsing them. Meanwhile, to fill the time, because there's not too much happening. Ooh, I'm gonna turn. You have 15 minutes of pause time? Okay. So let's do this. Let's turn that up. We're gonna go to a quick break. we will be right back as soon as the game is back. Oh, we are going to be getting back into the game. Um, not, it doesn't show yet, but the, um, yeah, we're We're getting back into it. Woo! So, unfortunately, if there's any downside, Nanakani did not retain any of the, ult charge. That being said, there wasn't too much to begin with, so it's all okay. They swap onto the Reaper, which I like a little better, but not much, if I can be honest. The ball, again, just kind of sustained, but not really doing too much. Harassing the Widow is what he's supposed to be doing, but aside from that. Dive on the Widow. Nice. Good Widow kill. But meanwhile, Winston and the Genji, yet again, just absolutely destroying the backline of NYU. And they are just so together. They lose the point, but to be completely honest, they can afford it. Reaper's dead. Good pulse kill. But, it seems to be a little bit Ball's gonna probably die here quickly. Heavy swaps onto the Cass, which I think is a good choice. And at this point, it's just going to be staggers. And this point is over. So, aside from the unfortunate disconnect, there's a few things I want to point out. Number one, NYU did not get a support ult on. That is not great. I didn't really like their ball comps, but if that's what they're going to opt to run, I would like to see them run a little better. That being said, we are on Mecha Base, which, I don't know if I'd say this is a better ball point, but it's definitely not much worse than downtown. But St. Thomas is swapping over to a comfortable brawl comp with a Mei and Ramadra. Let's watch a little bit of that, actually. And NYU opting to swap to the Genji. They don't know. Oh, and the Orisa. I didn't pay attention to that either. Really big. And let's just see how this fight kind of evolves. It's a good wall to isolate this Orisa, so they break it quickly. Orisa still goes down, and they're going to push forward with nobody to really defend. Juno is on her own, should die to this Mei, and that's going to be fight win number one. So, I think what we should be looking to see here, most likely, is, yeah, a swap from the Genji. I don't hate Orisa. I don't think it's great, but I'm fine with this. I think with good util, it can counter this from Mantra, but I'm not super confident about it. Not a great Mei wall. I think trying to catch someone out, but just missed a little. Not a great counter Mei wall either, though, to be completely honest. And this fight just kind of breaking down. Miller goes down really early. Breaks really low for NYU. A great Mei wall. And I think he's just slowly... Oh, Blizzard from St. Thomas end. Catches the Mei. Heffy wins the 1v1. And all of a sudden, St. Thomas bringing this fight back from seemingly the ashes. Heffy popping the Deadeye at the end for not a great reason. We're pretty matched on ults. The Mei hasn't really been building it up super well for NYU, but still halfway there. High Noon, Orisa ult. I mean, NYU definitely has ults to work with here, and they can absolutely win this. Hideo just patiently waiting for a little bit of moment attention. Orisa does a good job baiting it, however. And now they're in. Traded Juno. Heffy's just absolutely farming them from wherever he is. And yeah. So, if I can be completely honest, I think this was just a bit of a mismanagement regarding just util usage. I also don't fully agree with constantly trying to push up high ground. Because they just have a better comp for it, straight up, on defense. Are we gonna see a touch here? Yes, bring touches. Heavy is really caught out, yeah, and that's gonna be down one. Joey pops the ram ult, just kind of zoning them a little and just forcing them down, and yeah, this is just gonna be cleanup. A nice swift 2-0 from St. Thomas. Very, very clean. So we will be right back for the second map. I believe it's going to be Escort, but I cannot say for certain. Alright, and we are back. Midtown was the map. It was not Escort. That is, my apologies. We did have a substitution. Box of Truth in for, Cole Locanth. Just a support swap. Whatever comp we're seeing right now is not the actual one. Okay, there we go. You need to start the game. So, Midtown. This is a map. I can't say how much we've seen St. Thomas play this map. They've played it a little. If I had to guess, they're probably going to go for some sort of Ramatra brawl. This is an interesting pick from NYU because they were opting for the ball and they seem pretty comfortable on that. So it is interesting that they picked Midtown of all maps. They're going to go for the Orisa. And St. Thomas is going to do this incredibly pokey double sniper Sigma comp. I actually really like that on Midtown, specifically first point, because you don't really need to brawl in a lot of places. Good open angles for Widow to play around. Comfortable spots for Miller and Alley Goat. I really like this comp, I think, from St. Thomas. We haven't seen them run it, so I am a little curious to see how this goes. See if they stick on it, if they, you know, lose first point. But meanwhile, on NYU side, we have the Orisa comp that we saw.
Attackers incoming. Defend objective A.
And let's get into this. So, all right, we immediately have a pick. I think this Ashe is gonna want to swap pretty quickly once they see the comp. Add Ashe into double sniper is just an absolute hellscape. So, probably not the best idea for them to stay on. I kind of like the Genji though. I don't know. I think I probably favor St. Thomas's comp a little more. I just like both better. But, you know, they can make this work, depending just good utility usage. Gonna be getting set up on a really nice off angle. Heavy low, getting peeled, but still just a lot of pressure on him and a really good dive. But Hideo manages to find him, and then also find another with the brig. I don't know where that kill will happen, but oh, I cursed him. Okay, that's not bad. But this should be pretty concise cleanup for St. Thomas. See if they can manage to get these staggers. They actually got out, which is really good. If they just chill and come back fast, this could be a pretty good fight.
Hello there.
St. Thomas taking a little more passive positions. That being said, they are coming up on Flux. Pulse looking a little better for St. Thomas, but still pretty even. And let's just see how this is approached. Sights comes out, so St. Thomas knows where they're rotating to, and they can kind of plan accordingly. Yep, so they go behind fire truck. There's just not a lot of speed that's going on. That being said, really good pick from the Genji. The Genji putting in a lot of work. Widow kind of by herself. The Orisa ult, yeah. And this is probably going to be it. Kind of a errant dragon. Probably just a retake one. Did kind of chip down the Genji. Oh, meanwhile though, Miller does manage to find two. Go back, see if he can do anything. Probably not. Alright. So, pretty, I would say relatively comfortable first point take from NYU. Not too many ults really needed or required. And got quite a few ults out of St. Thomas. So, I think that was pretty good. They're going to stick on this poke comp though. It's actually even stronger on this point than the last one. We'll see what this Genji can do, however. I am a little curious. Because I think a lot is going to depend on what these engages look like. He doesn't have to really anyone to go with because they're playing an Orisa. Meanwhile, just a random kill from Miller. Good poke just across the board. I do like the Ashe swap a lot more. I think this forces the Genji to make much smarter decisions. It's harder to pressure. We are going to have Blade coming up. But to counteract Blade, there's a window, there's a Sunstrike, there's so many things. Rally Blade maybe is what we're going to see. I'm actually not fully sure. I do like this purple for the Orisa, but it's probably not going to lead them much. Does not manage to get out. And we're just going to see St. Thomas just chase him down. Miller really putting in the work on Ilaria on this map. I think it's not the... it's still a pretty easy character to play, but not the one that you would probably expect to be finding as much value. The Diva swap is interesting. I don't know how good it is in the double kill. I don't necessarily support this selection. I also think their comp is a little weird in general, but, you know, they've made weird comps work in the past. They have a huge ult advantage coming up. I am curious to see how this blade goes for God Punko. I am interested. The Bob comes out from Heffy, and just, yeah. Unfortunately, what ends up happening there is just Bob goes in, and while the Genji's just kind of off by himself trying to find the engage, they just collapse on the rest of the players. Oh, and this poor stagger on the Diva. Yeah. Those are really good staggers. Minute remaining. NYU didn't use any ults, though. So, if we want to look on the bright side of things, not too much ult usage. They kind of just dry fought that. They didn't really need to, which is a little strange. Flux coming up, but otherwise this should be. Oh no, that's really bad. The shield and pocket is just allowing this Ashe and Hanzo to just sit up here forever. Yeah, now NYU just has to wait for their brig to come back online, which is going to take at least 15 seconds.
30 seconds remaining.
All right, fight starting though. This might be. Oh, do we have a disconnect?
Score, Jack.
Oh shoot. How do I? Hold on. Wait. Okay, hold on. Fuck. Okay, there we go. There we go. Okay. Score's fixed. I don't really know what happened. Yeah, I don't really know the issue of what happened. I think Joey either crashed or something or the other. But, I think we're going to be getting back into this shortly. It just seems like a small little blip. Nothing too much to worry about. No full DCs or anything. 20 seconds on the clock anyway. Heffy, unfortunately, coming out of that pausing and immediately dying. And St. Thomas just kind of has to back way up. Really good kill from Hideo, actually. Kind of like the fadeaway. That was curious. We're going to see a dragon here. It's gonna force the bridge off point, but it's a little too late. And I don't know if that was due to the dragon or mismanagement of timing, but NYU just stepped off the point. They I guess they decided that was as far as they wanted to go, and yeah. Really good half there from St. Thomas. I think the defense was a little shaky. I don't think they had a super great idea, and kind of once NYU got into Firehouse, it was just a little over. This attack I'm curious to see though, because the poke probably won't work as well. So I'm probably expecting to see some sort of Ramatra comp. Yep, there it is. Interesting. So NYU pulling out a similar a page out of St. Thomas's book, going for the Sigma poke comp on defense. However, they're opting for the Cass instead of the Hanzo, potentially due to the threat of the Genji. I'm not fully sure what the decision is on that, but I actually really like the decision. And then, yep, St. Thomas going over to the typical Ramatra comp with the Genji and the Widow. If the window doesn't work out, we'll probably see a cast, and then that'll probably just be their comp for the rest of the match. So, let's see how things go here. Break is AFK. Okay, no, we're good. Alright, probably just a bit of poking, just sort of rotating around. They are taking this point very fast. No shields, which is interesting. They're kind of just aiming in that. Genji is in. A really good rock. Really good rock. From Lindley. And this fight might just go to shit. But maybe some overextensions. Hathy's still sitting in main, manages to pick off one. Alley Goat managing to find another. And all of a sudden, this fight is all St. Thomas. Not really sure how that happened. Maybe just a failure to clean up and not really marking the Widow very well, but all of a sudden, a very convincing site take after what looked really shaky in a lost fight. Oh, and the Genji just sneaking, managing to find the Tracer. I mean, this is looking really rough for NYU. Oh, and the Ashe. Widow managing to find a pick on the Ashe, going for probably a rather unorthodox angle that they weren't expecting that early. Genji is in, just absolutely tearing them to shreds. Yeah, this is going to be a lot of free push. The fluff's coming out from Lindley. Does manage to isolate Alley Goat. Juno for Juno, though, as Hefty manages to find the NYU. That being said, they do need to touch card because of where they have it. And the annihilation from Joey will probably be enough to just seal the deal. Yeah, Blade. Yeah. Pretty convincing. All right. Oh shoot. Uh-oh. Messed it up. Okay. Well, that's a little off center. Oh god, no, I'm moving the whole screen.
Put them in the good suffer as I have.
Okay, your streamer's low-key the worst person in the world. No.
Are you muted?
There we go. Nope.
No.
Alright, we will be right back for the last map. All right, and we were on the wrong map. Nope, still on the wrong map. We're going to New Junk City. It hasn't happened yet. You know, NA host, just, you know, disappointed but not surprised. From Miller, just can't. Nope, still not the right map. I mean, he keeps missing. Miller is allergic to hitting, I fear. All right, finally we're on the right map. So St. Thomas up 2-0. No substitutions from either team. Not that St. Thomas has substitutions, but no substitutions from either team. And we're going to be on New Junk City. This is a map that we have not seen St. Thomas play. A lot of the times we've seen them opt for the Saravasa, and they have dominated, historically, all of their Flashpoint matches. I want to say that their record on just Flashpoint points is 6-0. I could be wrong on that. It might be like 1 or 2 off, but very dominant on Flashpoint. So interested to see what they do here for New Junk City. Slightly different structure than Saravasa, but relatively the same.
Ready for battle. Initial flashpoint arena.
Okay, anyway, we're going to see a Junker Queen and a Venture coming up from St. Thomas. 2 characters we haven't seen yet this season. And then meanwhile, we have a Rhine comp with Lethal Tracer. This should be interesting. I'm actually really excited for this map. And that's not epic. Just absolutely rinsing the back line, I think. Oh my god. Jesus Christ, from downtown. Ryan's manages to find 2, but clean up. And that was just pretty dominant from UST. That being said, though, they kind of have late spawns. It's a 4v4. Wow, this map is horrible to spectate. Hold on. Alright. Get back into it. I do want to see the Junker Queen a little bit, because this is a character that Joey's not necessarily known for. Oh, fat shatter. Absolutely rinsed. I wasn't even tracking that. That was an absolute massacre. And Lindley just really showing the MTD. Main tank difference. Dominating Joey. I think it's the first time this game that we've really seen Lindley show up and you know, make some big plays. So that's nice. That's refreshing to see. St. Thomas not changing too much, but you know, NYU kind of dominating this choke. Oh my god, this is to watch. Joey gets pinned and yeah, manages to get isolated. Another really good just overall play from NYU. Oh, this Wine putting in a lot of work. I think I was a little skeptical at first, and they've slowly turned around my perception of this comp. I think if St. Thomas doesn't change something up, they might be in a lot of trouble. Yeah, and then they don't manage to touch. The Reaper ult should clean up and just... Yeah, this is a pretty convincing first point, honestly, from NYU. Good ult cycle they have going on. Hideo managing to maybe get out. Might be close. Oh, manages to isolate the Reaper. That's actually really good. And that makes things really, really scary for NYU all of a sudden. St. Thomas with full point control minus Reaper. Yeah, this is, they're in a world of pain. I do want to see how St. Thomas uses ults here, if any at all. Actually, they probably don't even need to. Okay, so next fight. I'm interested to see how they use ults because they have 5 of them. They don't need to use all 5, but I would recommend that, you know, they use a couple to win the fight. They need to, of course. So I'm interested to see how this ult cycle goes. Realistically speaking, St. Thomas should already kind of have this point guaranteed based on these ults, but you never know. A crazy shatter from Lindley, or you know, not the crazy shatter. Really, really good boot from Miller. And trade rallies, 2 things come out. Blade comes in, Juno ult comes in, and it's St. Thomas kind of looking a little rough here. Managing to use a lot of their ults, but still not secure many kills. Not really sure how that happened, but really good retake and perseverance from NYU. I'm kind of surprised that they won that fight, if I can be completely honest. They didn't really have too much to work with. Lindley, meanwhile, has already nearly built up another shatter, using it at the start of that fight for not really too much value, but... Oh, and what a good pin, and another shatter. I mean, this is a Lindley masterclass, about to be quite frank. This is an absolute murder. St. Thomas just trying to swap around, see what might work. We had the Ramatra out, Genji and Cass. If I can be completely honest, I think they just need to... I'm not really sure what they need to do. I think this Ryan is just kind of owning them, and they don't really have an answer right now. Another just such a huge missed pulse. Reaper ult just so big though, managing to find one in Miller's low. Reinhardt does go down, so that is a tank diff. Brig goes down as well. Juno comes out from NYU. Reaper manages to find Heffy. Miller down. This is just really, really scrappy, but I think... I actually have no clue how this is going to end. Oh no, Aligo going down to the Tracer is so disastrous. And yeah, this is going to be the fall of St. Thomas yet again on this point.
Next flashpoint.
You know, I think this is the first time that we've truly seen this season for St. Thomas, them kind of being on the back foot and having to face a little bit of adversity, especially on Flashpoint, a mode that they're so comfortable on, seemingly. They haven't really played too much New Junk City, but, you know, I would think they would come with a couple better ideas than this. They're on the Echo now, which is yet another new sort of swap. Meanwhile, let's keep our eyes on Lindley, coming up with another Shatter soon. Shatters have notoriously been pretty huge, so, you know, we'll see how this works. Penny to get back to his team. We'll see if he solo shatters the Ramatra here. I would imagine he's looking for something like that. Nope, instead he's going to isolate the Brig and the Cass on the high ground. I mean, this is just really, really impressive. And meanwhile, Joey just nowhere really to be seen for his team. His team's sitting on high ground, and, you know, Joey kind of just pressuring point and low-key just kind of getting ignored. We'll see how this next fight goes. St. Thomas coming up on a lot of their ults. That being said, NYU also has a few to match their own. Double support ult with a Reaper. The Reaper ults have been pretty good at isolating people recently, so, you know, we'll see what he can do here. Echo nearly catching on the Tracer, but Tracer managing to get away. Joey tapping point a little bit, putting a little bit of pressure. Nothing too crazy. Reaper's sort of melting him, and Hideo manages to get out, but barely. Joey has to stay here on his own. A lot of St. Thomas is really, really low. Heffy does manage to find... Oh, what a good pin from Lindley. Yet again. I mean... Another good... yeah. Wriggle traded, and this was something that I was kind of talking about a little bit is, you know... Oh, that being said, Hideo just... The Reaper duplicate finding so much value. Nobody to really shut him down. It was kind of the point that I was making, though, of, you know, St. Thomas had to use all 5 of their ults there, and really, NYU only had to use, you know, 1 or 2, and they almost won the fight. So, looking a little scary, if I can be completely honest. Joey swapping over to the Orisa. Not a bad pick. I'm not super sure that I feel great about it, but, you know, maybe they can make it work. The Ryan gets in there. A lot of space. Good backup from his team. Naylor blocking the shatter for Heffy. And it's just... It's so... Alright, well, don't say we never had a game. NYU right back into this. Impressive showing from them. We will have the next map up shortly.
Play of the game.
Oh my god.
Initiating.
I think your streamer is so bad. I'm sorry, chat. Anyway, welcome back. We are now going to Esperanza. Not too many changes. Overall, just a pretty interesting selection from St. Thomas. They've only played push once this season. I believe it was on New Queens, but I could be, you know. Actually, no. I take that back. I saw them play it literally yesterday, and they were playing Esperanza, and they were running a bashing comp and winning. So, you know, St. Thomas known for a few goofy antics on this map, and I think that, you know, NYU might have found their solution, which is just Rhine comps. Funnily enough, St. Thomas, despite playing against so many Rhine comps, seems to be their weak spot. They don't really know what to do against them or how to play against them successfully. So Interested to see if NYU can make the reverse sweep happen here. Sorry, your stream already on there for a second. Anyway. Not too much happening if I can be completely honest. Just kind of poking. Just sort of NYU taking early point control. This is kind of a comp for St. Thomas that they're gonna have to find a dive on someone, but I can be quite frank, I don't think dive is going to work super well against this. I think they're going to find it really hard to get a lot of opportunities to dive anyone. Especially with the mobility of a Reaper and a Tracer to deal for the backline. Yeah, and Joey just kind of sitting and goes down. Something that I was a little fearful for. I don't know how confident I am in this instant. I am so caught up in this Tracer 1v1. Hold on. Come on, Hideo. I mean, no bias. Oh, and NYU's Tracer got healed. Hideo's kind of just stuck in this backline, just existing. Does manage to get out, though. And meanwhile, while I'm, you know, idling away doing the essence of nothing, Joey manages to die again. And Tracer dead though. Miller finding the pick. And just kind of some general poking, not too much happening yet again. Slow card control. St. Thomas waiting for their tank to get back. Hideo putting a little pressure on the card, but can't really do too much with, again, the mobility of a Reaper and a Tracer. Almost two West. But yet again, I fear that Joey's not going to be able to get much done against a Tracer Reaper Rhine. I feel like he's going to... Oh, that is such an unfortunate bob. I think Heffy meant to throw that a lot farther. Brig managing to get isolated. I don't know if that was due to Hideo. I think Hideo is putting in a lot of work. I haven't been watching too much, but just constantly distracting, constantly being a thorn in the side of yeah. Hideo, really the MVP of that fight. And all of a sudden, if they can get, you know, this card pushing a little more, it's going to be right back to even. And honestly, a lead for St. Thomas. Which is something they definitely need. Oh, nice tank corrected. Tracer manages to instantly get domed by Heffy. What an impressive shot. I mean, we call him the GOAT here for a reason, you know? That being said, Lindley coming back with Shatter. Not a great comp you're going to want to be shattering against. St. Thomas getting full response. Looking pretty good. I think at this point, it's gonna be really, really tricky for... Oh, and the solo shatter on Hideo. Yeah. Honestly, in my opinion, pretty smart. Just getting the phone on the side. That being said, you have a Nano Winston in and just... It's gonna put in the war. Primal's out to make sure he doesn't die. Can't really get too much with this Primal though. Kind of a bit of an awkward juggling. Back out. Hideo's already back. Miller gets pulsed. Hideo running away. Oh. And this is just an absolute scrap. I cannot tell you the odds and ends of this fight at all. Bit of a chalk pulse for no reason from Hideo. I don't know if he was looking to get Wraith form out of Reaper, or really what was the rhyme or reason for that was, but it worked out. St. Thomas taking the lead, by the way. They got past the butt scratch, so that's really good for them. Again, Joey just getting absolutely harassed. Bob coming in, though. see what this Bob does. Joey gets in there, gets stunned. Kind of low. Happy taking a really nice off angle. Hideo winning the 1v1. And this is the St. Thomas that I wanted to see. Miller goes down, however. And St. Thomas kind of having to take a little bit of a passive position, but meanwhile, Hideo gets a little bit more push on the cart. Kind of kidnaps it almost. Just working to build up another pulse bomb. Still struggling a little, but you know, all's well that ends well. St. Thomas quickly retaking the high ground, but meanwhile, yeah, this is... Oh, and what an Ajax on the shatter. Incredible sleep from Miller. I don't even know where he was sitting. He sleeped that from down there. Alright, and all of a sudden this very close game is looking a lot less close. NYU swapping off of the Rhine. Realized it's probably not the best for this point, and you know, some mobility is good. And now St. Thomas is diving. They're coordinating their dives a little better with the Tracer. And this is the St. Thomas that I was hoping to see throughout all three of these maps to kind of get a confident 3-0, but NYU stunning them, if you will, with their Rhine conflict. They hadn't really showcased too much confidence in. And this does bring up the question of why didn't they run the Rhine comps in earlier maps, because I feel like it would have been better than some of the ball stuff they were running, but I digress. Juno comes out from NYU, not really doing much of anything. Miller caught way too far up. St. Thomas just kind of has to chill and push back. That being said, Juno immediately goes in. D.Va trying to counter dive, but it doesn't really do much. Joey and Hideo absolutely tearing up this back line together. And D.Va can just kind of be left on cart to exist. Speaking of that, they're actually going to hunt her down and either let her live or stagger her. They're going to let her live, which I actually don't hate. Yeah, that's an unbelievably good D.Va scatter. And this is really just looking like good sleep. Yeah, and this is going to be the end of the game. Good clean win on push from St. Thomas. And that will be game. So thank you all for watching. Their next game, I want to say it's tomorrow, but I could be wrong. I'm sure Joey will update whoever on that regard. And yeah, have a great rest of your night, all.